And this fight is actually escalating. And I say that because Burry, who is the investor who called the housing crisis, claims big technology is cooking the books by depreciating AI chips over 5 to 6 years when they really burn out in 2 to 3. By his math, that understates cost by roughly $176 billion through 2028. Depreciation is just how companies spread out the cost of equipment over its useful life. So if you say a chip lasts 6 years instead of 3, you only expense half as much each year, which makes your profits look bigger. And that's the point Burry's trying to make. Nvidia pushed back directly, though. The chip maker sent a private memo to Wall Street analysts on the weekend that explicitly names Michael Burry and refutes several of his claims. Nvidia says it's nothing like the accounting frauds that Burry's comparing them to. The company doesn't use special purpose entities to hide debt like Enron did. It doesn't rely on vendor financing like Lucent. And it says over 90% of its sales come from profitable hyperscalers, government, as well as enterprise customers, and this according to Bank of America. The company also pointed to its free cash flow, which hit $22 billion last quarter, up from 60% from the prior quarter. I know Michael Burry's number was different than that. But Burry fired back on X yesterday saying, quote, "I stand by my analysis and will release on my timeline." In other words, he's going to release more data, but Burry hasn't dropped those promised details. He is, however, promoting a newsletter, which is about $379 a year, by the way. Wolf Research did also review the Nvidia memo and said Nvidia's inventory as well as receivables look reasonable given just how fast the company continues to grow. The question, though, is whether Michael Burry can actually back up his fraud claims around Nvidia with actual data that we have yet to see.